Hi, my name is Cassie Cavalier and I'm a realtor in upstate New York. And today we are going to talk about, is it best to buy or rent in New York State at this current time? This decision is all going to be based on how you answer some of these questions and the information that we're going to discuss. So I'm going to give you a perspective of renters and buyers, and also from an emotional standpoint and a financial standpoint. So let's get started. So the first thing that I would do is ask yourself some questions. And the first one starts with kind of like, what are your current goals? Are you looking for stability? Are you looking to build wealth? Or are you looking to keep your lifestyle a bit flexible for right now? The answer to these questions will greatly influence on how you're going to make your decisions if you want to be a homeowner or if you want to be a renter. Let's kind of go over if renting would make sense for you. So if you're looking for flexibility, which is basically if you're going to be here for only, 2 to 4 years, and you're not really sure even what area you want to live in yet, I would say the renting would be the best bet for you, because you wouldn't want to go and make such a big investment just going to be here a couple of years. It wouldn't be worth all of the time and effort to do that. The second thing is, your income, right? Do you have regular income coming in, or is your income uncertain right now due to basically you're getting your business started, or if you're just relocating and you just don't have your career set here yet, or there's just lots of variables that can happen. If you are looking to raise your credit score, those are all things that would really influence your ability to get approved for a mortgage loan, and what that mortgage loan would look like with the interest rate and things like that. So you would want to take all those into consideration and say, okay, should I just spend a little bit more time getting my business foundation more stabilized, and or get my credit score higher, so then I can be offered a better interest rate and a better loan option. The next one, lucky you as a renter, is no maintenance cost. So if the hot water tank goes, you have a roof leak, or something else is happening, electrical problem or anything like that, guess what? You're not responsible to handle any of the cost to fix any of these issues. So you would just call your landlord, and your landlord would be responsible to get these issues fixed. The other is, when you are renting, you are going to have a lower upfront cost versus when you buy, right? Because when you rent, you're only going to need to pay your first month's rent and your security deposit. But as a homeowner, you would have to pay your closing costs and taxes and down payments and different fees that is associated with buying a home. If you're in a life transition right now, renting would be the smartest option for you. And does it make sense to become a homeowner? By home, you are building equity into your future. So every payment that you make is an investment to your future, versus if you are a renter, you're only paying your landlord's, investment into him and not for yourself. And then also you get stability, where this gives you long time control, peace of mind, because this is your home and you're set. So there is a fixed cost associated with this. So it's not totally fixed, so there is a little bit of a wiggle room around it, but this all depends on the bank as well. So if the bank is charging you enough equity throughout the year, then you will not have your payments change. But for some reason, if your bank does not charge you enough equity throughout the year, then you will be asked to either pay a lump sum, or they can put that money into your monthly mortgage payment. Depending on how much that is will depend on how much the mortgage goes up. But in my experience, it wasn't like a lot of money, maybe $30 to $80, and I'm just giving some wide ranges right now because of the different housing prices too, because I think that would also depend on how much that would increase for you as well. Your emotional ownership as a homeowner, right? Like, how proud is it to say, yes, I own my own home? You have a little bit more pep in your voice when you say that you own your home. And this also gives you the chance to design it the way you want. You can, make your upgrades, change it, paint the colors that you want, do anything that you want to make it a good, peaceful place for you and your family to live and make memories. In New York, the real estate is still one of the strongest investments that you can make for your long-term goals, especially, up and coming neighborhoods, right? So if you're going to be here long-term and you have, you fit into some of those categories, then buying a home would be your best option versus renting. Now, what does the New York state market look like right now as of the summer of 2025? Well, interest rates have stabilized a bit after the recent hikes, but they are still a bit high. Inventory is slowly increasing, which gives the buyers a little bit more negotiating room, but it all depends on as well, right? If it's a very popular area, then you're not going to really have a lot of negotiation room, but depending on the area, you may be able to negotiate a little bit better than you did a few months ago. The prices are still high in most of the city and definitely in downstate and in Long Island. Buying a home might actually save you money right now versus renting, depending on your overall goals and how long you're going to be here. Because like I said, no matter what, if you're only going to be here a year or two to, a year to 1 to 4 years, it's probably not really worth going through the process of buying a home for that. So here are my honest take on it. If you are going to be here long term and you're ready emotionally, financially, buying a home now would be a great opportunity for you and for your future. But if you are looking for flexibility and you're still working on your credit and savings, then it would be wise to stick with renting for now. What matters the most is what choice is aligned with your life. What do you want and need versus maybe having pressure from other people, right? We don't want to be pressured into doing something that is not really aligned with our highest self. Take that into consideration when you are making this very important decision, because when you're buying a home, it's not like buying a car. You can get out of it within 3 to 6 years. Sometimes even when you lease, you're not actually buying it, you're leasing it, so you get to do a early trade-in and all types of different things. But when you're buying a home, you're basically taking a loan out usually for 20 to 30 years, very much longer investments. And you don't want to get yourself in a situation where you are regretting your choice because your finances weren't exactly where you wanted it or needed it to be, and so, or your interest rates, you've got this mortgage with a high interest rate and your house broke, you can't even pay your bills. So, without, struggling, and that may even look like you would have to go and get a second job and different things like that. So you just want to make sure that the decision that you're making is going to be the smartest decision for your long-term goals. And if this was helpful for you, I would appreciate if you like and subscribe and share with somebody who is also maybe looking to, buy a home in upstate New York. And remember, whether you are renting or owning, your home should feel like peace. And see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye.